Hey everybody, and welcome into what I think is going to be the last video of 2023. Now, the first thing I want to say in this video is I just want to give a huge thank you to all of you for watching my videos, for hanging out with me. Knowing that people are watching the videos and getting something from it is the thing that keeps me making them. So thank you for all your likes and comments and discussions and encouragement to keep doing this stuff. We've really grown a lot in 2023. And at the moment of making this video, we have over 11,000 subscribers to the channel. And never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have that many people watching my videos and taking these things that I've discovered throughout my journey as a jazz musician into account in their own lives and their own practice routines. So my biggest hope is that you've gotten something out of the time you've spent with my videos. And again, I just want to say thank you for spending your time here and considering what I have to say. I'm super excited about the stuff I have planned for 2024, and I want to just try to keep bringing you as much value as I possibly can. So in this last video of the year, I wanted to give you 3 things to think about that I think will really, really level you up in this coming year and make it your best year ever. So first thing I want to talk about, in 2024, I want you to have a really strong bias toward taking action. So this means less time sort of like planning everything out, considering every angle, thinking about practicing and what's going to be the best way to practice, and more time spent actually with the instrument on your face or under your fingers. Just basically more time spent doing the thing, taking action. Now, what I've noticed over the years in my own practice and from my students is that honestly, you could have no plan. You could be going into the practice room and honestly not working on great stuff, not working through the optimal things, but just taking out the instrument and actually playing it, actually doing something, getting those hours in. And it will benefit you way more than sitting around without your instrument and trying to come up with the perfect practice routine. Messing around with your instrument, but actually playing it is always going to trump thinking about playing it. So the next time that you are thinking about putting off the act of practicing to think about how you should practice, don't take out the instrument and start doing something, anything. Have that bias toward taking action. Now, because I run my own business, I consume a lot of business content, and I always think about something that the great businessman Alex Hormozy said in one of his videos. And it's very common in the entrepreneurial space to be big on morning routines, to have this list of items that you have to do in order to put you in the perfect place to go to work. And what Alex said that I found extremely illuminating and very true is that for a lot of people, once they're done doing their morning routine checklist, they're too tired to even work, or the morning routine takes so long that they don't even have time to work after it. So what he says is, I try to find the shortest distance between waking up and getting to work. And as a result of that, he gets more done before most people are even done going through the first 2 items on their morning routine checklist. And that is definitely true with practicing. If you just figure out the shortest distance between thinking about practicing and having your instrument together and ready to go, you're going to 10x your results this year. Do more than think, and continuously look at that equation. How much time do I spend think about practicing? How much time do I actually spend practicing? Okay, the second thing that I want you to do in 2024 that's going to completely explode your skill level is to double down on the basics. Being able to play basic structures, but manipulate them any way you want to, is going to comprise the majority of your solos. Think about all those advanced concepts as a little bit of seasoning on top of the food. The majority of the food is the basics, the meat and potatoes. And I think we could all agree that if you sprinkle some seasoning on an empty plate, you wouldn't call that a full meal. If you can manipulate the basics of this music, chord tones, basic scales, and you can play something that is truly interesting and engages your listener, you're going to be in a much better place than if you're trying to study every exotic scale, every triad pair, pentatonic shifting, dodecahedron scales. Listen, it's not going to work unless you have full command of the basic sounds of this language that we're speaking, the language of jazz and jazz improvisation. So next time you want to reach for that super advanced concept that you've heard about, think twice. Are you ready for it? Are you trying to make one measure of your solo sound better at the expense of the 31 other measures in the form? Are you trying to season a non-existent meal? And here's the best part. Once you start to incorporate those advanced topics onto a foundation that is super solid, comprised of that basic information and being able to manipulate it any way you want to, that is when you start to get into the upper echelon of this music. When you start to really feel that confidence of, I can do whatever I want. But you'll never have that confidence unless you have full command over the basic language. So keep that in mind and double down on those seemingly boring topics that really make all the difference in the world. If you actually do that, you will be thanking me and your results are going to go through the roof. And the reason I know this is because I do it in my own time. I'm always going back to the basics and I'm always seeing the results from that work. Okay, the third thing that is really going to help you this coming year, get help from a human being that is further along the path than you. The internet has revolutionized jazz education. I mean, look at me. I'm talking to you through the internet right now. But I'm a firm believer that you cannot replace actually hanging out with a mentor and having them tell you exactly what you need to do in your specific case. Having them listen to you play and give you feedback based off of that information they just heard. Now, again, the internet has revolutionized this as well because you can hop on Zoom with a teacher and largely it's the same as being in the room with them. At the very least, they'll be able to hear your playing and give you feedback based off of that. You'll be able to actually ask them questions and get answers in real time. And all these pieces of information that are floating around the internet are great. But I want you to think about it as a supplement to actually spending time with a musician who's better than you that can help you along the path. It is literally the biggest hack to getting better. Why would you not do it when it is the most tried and true method of improving your playing? So in 2024, I want you to, if you have the means, commit yourself to a form of jazz education that can actually talk back to you. There are hundreds of amazing teachers in the world. And again, because of the internet, you have access to all of them. So email them, call them, send a carrier pigeon, get in touch with a musician and get in the room with them or in the virtual room with them. If you haven't done this and you're making progress, if you start doing this, your progress will absolutely explode. And again, I know this because I've studied with dozens of teachers and I would not replace that time for any amount of money in the world. It's a huge part of the reason that I'm a professional musician today. And the biggest part of why I'm committed to jazz education, because I want to pass along those fantastic lessons to all musicians so that they can benefit from them. Okay, so that's it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what some of your goals are in 2024 with this music. I am super confident that if you take these 3 tips into account this year, you are going to have the best year ever in terms of your playing and your improvisation. Let me know your goals in the comments section below. And I really look forward to making more stuff like this in 2024 to hopefully help you along the path. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. Happy holidays and a very, very happy new year. We'll talk to you soon, everybody. Bye.